Smooth. A nice finish with the left hand. Here comes Alford, one of the top players out of New Mexico. Lavine. Over in the drive. Pretty quick. Nice try. The SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year. First three-time winner. Rebounded inside by Powell. But not a great free throw shooter. Lavine into two. Defending Gators gets it to go.
Ball off the floor. Kyle Anderson on the bench for UCLA. Lavine couldn't finish. Saves it from going out. Puts it back up and in.
Actually, Parker was the one who got a hand up.
Here's a three. York again. Gordon almost got the board. Lavine in transition. Lavine takes it all the way. And the foul.
He's a terrific athlete. Yesterday arms of Moser.
Well, Oregon, there's what they've done the last 5 minutes. They've started to take the game.
But both of these teams, Ted, so explosive. No lead is really too big. Even if Oregon pushed this out to 10, UCLA could get it back in a hurry.
Local in that Arizona State has admitted that Jahi Carson is done. This is it for him. He is going to declare himself for the pro draft. Usually that doesn't happen while the season's still going.
No.
Lavine finishes and one.
To the races.
And that's the interesting part, Don, is that Joseph Young is doing a lot of the load, but they've got enough. Oregon has enough people.
I'm pretty sure UCLA is not going to let Joseph Young go off here the last 7 to get him back in it.
Bryce Alford setting up Lavine. Dotson back with the ball, sets up Artis. Oregon's magic number in made threes is 10, and they may not get there. They've made 8 tonight. They've tried 25.
Well, they were 8 for 24 in the game in Eugene against UCLA and didn't win that one.
And so Oregon not fouling, not extending. Anderson gets to a late clock setup.
From behind the arc on the season, and Washington with the lead again.
Back and forth game. Offensive flurries. The land of volcanoes. Who's going to explode and be able to sustain? Fire on the mountain. Let's go.
Lavine answers for
Player of the Year. 3rd consecutive Defensive Player of the Year award. That woman is awesome.
Pac-12 Women's Championship will be here in Seattle on ESPN on Sunday.
Not in this arena, Key Arena, correct?
And we do not have the men's championship. Tony Parker is fouled out. 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 17 minutes off the bench. He also has a blocked shot. So they lose a guy who can protect the rim and also rebound. And score in the low post. See if UCLA settles for perimeter shots now. Whoa. Lavine on the drive. What a hope that three had gone for Andrew Andrews. Washington has missed his last 3 attempts from behind the arc. Don't forget Oberman up next here on ESPN 2.
Hello, Keith.
Adnan Burke is sitting in. I think Adnan was the one who howled last year when we were here in Seattle, and you were talking about Warren Zevon. So
the Werewolves in London.
Yeah. Shot clock at 5. Lavine to the basket again.
Wow. Over dribbling.
And Lavine deflects that pass. Now on the other end, gets a bucket and a foul on Washington.
All academic performer.
He's gotten off to a hot start. UCLA has to close out to him on the three-point line.
He gets that one to drop.
You know, if they're throwing the ball all over the gym, they have the lead right now. UCLA has to be able to capitalize on these mistakes from Oregon State.
6-0 Oregon State run. Lavine. Oh, that's pretty stuff.
Just jump up and shoot a 3 in. And there's not that much you can do on the defensive end.
He's now in double figures for the 32nd straight Pac-12 game. He's at 10.
Again, the extra motivation being a Los Angeles area kid, you know, right up a little bit in Santa Barbara area, but he has a lot of friends, a lot of family here.
Up in Eugene. On 2 possessions.
Here comes Lavine. Zach Lavine averaging 10.5 points per game. And Oregon trying to get off the bubble. Right now, Joe Lenardi has them among the first 4 out in his latest bracketology.
What got him sitting on the bench tonight here.
There's Lavine, and he buries a beautiful drive and slash by Moser to get 2.
That's the best play I've ever seen Mike Moser make on the offensive end.
How about the acrobatic layup? Marty gets the basket.
There's a truck here?
Yeah, it's not just the 2 of us doing the game. There's actually camera operators. And
I was sure this all just came out of Bristol. As many times as they interrupt.
I mean, Tim Sullivan
what a play.
Sandwiches. Surprised and disappointed Steve Alford when he saw that in the comments made by some of the players in the papers. Lavine drives, got it to go, and a but unlikely considering they already released it as a violation of the team rules. 6-point lead for Oregon. Lavine gets the layup. It's a 4-point game.
Has knocked down 6 consecutive free throws here to ice this victory, and played some great defense.
Lavine with.
Eustace now with 17. Shooting the ball so well. Randall and Eustace have controlled the offense for Stanford.
Lavine for 3.
They've had so much success all season.
Not a good pass by Powell. It's another UCLA steal. Bruins, Lavine on the break, scores.
That the offense has allowed them to have these high percentage uncontested looks.
Out of the timeout, UCLA ball. Nerd Nation looking for the huge win. What a shot. The 3 for the red-hot team. Lavine to the basket, scores very quickly.
Scores with 9. Good rebound in traffic by Adams. Lavine got Brooks on him and used his footwork. Get up and content, I think, to let him start the offense, but you know he's going to get a touch. Hard hedge from Kravish. Alford has it, 15 to shoot. A step by Solomon. Lavine, the corner 3, yes!
Almost had a pretty good one wiped away by an offensive goaltending call in the second half.
But that's the thing. It's a good point that's gotten brought up here. Was the Baczynski block a top play, but because of the meaning of it, yeah, probably the most important.
Getting out hustled right now. Booker has it blocked by Bale.
And UCLA is not capitalizing on their advantage of quickness and size.
Lavine for 3, hit it! The Bruins needed that. To the basket.
He's that guy. Good or bad, whatever it is. When he makes 1 or 2, he really gets it started.
Lavine for 3, and he strokes it from the. Here's Wesley, left the ball behind. Another USC giveaway. Lavine runs the floor.
Does he get the ball down the floor in a hurry? And SC had the right idea. Posted Wesley on Bryce Alford. Tried to go quick, just lost the handle.
Good ball movement by the Bruins, and a 3 knocked in by the Wildcats. At some point, they were going to lose. It's too hard to run the table through the course of the entire season. As UCLA is steal, Lavine runs it down to the basket. And Zach Lavine
has to turn those rebounds into fast break opportunities, but Oregon's defensive transition has been too good.
Lavine splashes through a 2. That's the rolling on the floor.
Cobbs for 3. That one's off the mark. And the rebound, Anderson for UCLA. Here he comes. Bryce Alford to the basket. Lavine, 3 on the way.
He's out. That's been a problem for Nastich all year.
Did that slip out of Brown's hand, or was he trying to pass it instead of shoot it? There's no way that was his shot that missed that short.
Loose ball, and Bryce Alford stays with it. An 11-3 UCLA run that has given them this 5-point lead.
How about this? Houston started the game.
Ooh, how about that?
As Lavine with the
Powell, let me correct that. And Anthony Brown is blocked by Anderson.
How many ways can one player impact the game?
And Zach Lavine buried. Randall's going in alone and rimmed out.
Did you see that? Alford backed away.
And Lavine. Arizona State winning and UCLA holding its home court with some flair. In the
defense, stop the basketball. You cannot let DeLon Wright come at you with a full head of steam. Nice job of finishing in transition for DeLon Wright, but if you're UCLA, stop the basketball.
First bucket for Wright today. Lavine from 3.
Nova as well. Both those games on Fox Sports 1. We'll see what Creighton is really made of right now, and safe to say they're a legit team, and Utah is a legit team and then some when they're at home. It's on the road that's been a different story for the Utes.
13-1 coming into this basketball game at home. Again, with the younger players in this atmosphere.
Well, Lavine, an explosive move.
Little floater won't go. Another rebound. Anderson, outlet. And off the glass. Would look at with approving eyes. Oh, turnover. Lavine sends it in. The goal for Utah this season, get that NCAA tournament bid. A win over number 25 UCLA is really going to help that cause, and there's a jumper.
Scott ends up down. That's got the Colorado people up.
I'm okay with that, though. That ball was loose. Who wants it more?
And Booker, an excellent foul shooter. That's a rarity. A double miss.
The game's become more of a half-court game. That's why Colorado's been able to keep this gap where it is.
Catch and shoot, and Lavine.
Into him. And if he gets to the foul line, he's going to knock him down.
Well, UCLA had the last possession of the first half. We talked about it. They had a shot to get it to 9 or 10, and there's Lavine.
Really starting to impose his will on the UCLA front line.
13 for Scott. Thomas with the assist for Colorado. Kyle Anderson wanted it. He wanted to take Stalzer in, and there's a tip by.
First foul on Brandon Kearney of Arizona State. Zach Lavine for 3. And UCLA has scored 7 in a row. Pulled down by Adams.
Arizona State need to be a little more aggressive against that zone, passing around the outside, settling for jumpers.
Shot clock at 15. Tony Parker, the sophomore from Atlanta. Lavine for 3. 14 straight points. 10-point lead for UCLA. Carson has his pass deflected. Anderson for Lavine leaking out. Another one. Jermaine Marshall missing. Powell clears. The Bruins push. Lavine in transition.
Shooting threes.
Deep 3 with the shot clock winding down. Rattles out from Carson. 26-6 run for UCLA. Zach Lavine is feeling it.
He's such a great penetrator, but tonight he's got in the lane with those long arms and had a few passes knocked around and a few turnovers. He's got to pick it up.
UCLA started just 3 of 13 from the field. They've hit 9 of their last 13. Make it 10 out of 14. 3. McKissick playing with 4 fouls. Carson on the bench for the Sun Devils with 4. Lavine drives and floats it up and in over the 7-foot.
With the acrobatic move down the lane.
25 now for Marshall. 10-point game inside 3 minutes to play at Pauly. Lavine to the basket.
avid reader, a psychology major, great interest in business, fantastic parents. Ed, Shelley's not here tonight. She'll be at the USC game on Sunday over at the Galen Center.
Lavine with a floater. Neat shot by Lavine on the base. Gordon will go to the bench with his third foul. Boy, has he been fantastic tonight on both ends of the floor.
And what a fine young man whose dad, Ed, played for Smoky Gaines at San Diego State. How about how great the Aztecs are these days?
There's Lavine. That's a punch that caused for concern with the way UCLA was able to erase that 13-point deficit.
You'd always like to play better if you're Arizona. Rebound better. Sean Miller was extremely unhappy.
Oh, Lavine a three, and it's a 2-point game.
Big fella. I don't know how in the world he beat the defense down the floor. He's left wide open. The pass is on the money. And he gets to show off. Haley showing off his athleticism.
Lavine the jumper. That's for two. Behind the back, got a turnover.
You can't throw that pass when you're down by 20 and you turn the ball over on the road.
Look at the explosion to the hoop.
I'd like to see a lot more players do that. Get a little bit more seasoning down at the college level.
You and me both.
It makes the upper level better when you have guys that come in and they're ready to play and actually know how to play the game.
Bryce Alford and Zach Lavine in here for UCLA. Lavine, a deep three. Got it. Lavine got it blocked. On the baseline, challenge the tip it.
But he can balance it out if he can keep those bigs on the floor.
35-point lead for UCLA.
And in fairness, Dusty, they came out today, they turned the ball over. It looked like they were just a little maybe amped up or nervous to play the game.
Allen checks in here for UCLA.
Oh, yeah, I know you're watching that situation closely.
It's been a painful decade.
I know.
2.5 to play here. Lavine, the pull-up for two, got it.
Young talent there, good young talent for many teams in the Pac-12, including UCLA. This kid right here, Zach Lavine, right on cue. His foot on the...
has shown more structure and more discipline. UCLA much more of a freelance up and down team, and without Kyle Anderson, where is the set offensive firepower and productivity going to come from?
Here's Lavine off the dribble, nails a three.
Tresnet wants the ball, ball and boy with a jumper. He missed it. Anderson, another rebound. Lavine got bumped.
Burley's wife. Sullivan in and out. Parker keeping it alive, but it's Bruins ball. Nice look ahead to Zach Lavine.
Travis Ware, tons of outside shots from Duke tonight ever since UCLA went to that zone.
Yeah, really not patient enough. I don't think they showed enough patience against that zone.
No Jabari Parker in the game right now for Duke. No Kyle Anderson for UCLA. We are in a break zone, so both coaches getting them a little bit of rest right now.
Trying to get some good spacing offensively. UCLA's going to score points.
Now Lavine knocks it away, and he might get another opportunity.
There it is. Simple.
Three guys on the ball trying to get the rebound.
Lavine still looking for his first shot. He shoots 50% from three. He's going right to the 10. He's in the
shot. They've been doing that all year. Look out.
Lavine.
No Mike Montgomery can coach.
All the numbers line up, 44-22. And it's the biggest lead, and that will be the biggest lead to Lavine.
Anderson comes back in the game and gets another rebound.
And the turnover, here comes Lavine. Oh, a nice cut. He puts... Missouri's gone scoreless for almost the last 4 minutes of the game. And we talked about energy when these two freshmen come in. You've seen it firsthand. Alford. Lavine with a triple. My goodness, what a... Anderson the other way. Finding Lavine, who slashes for two. I tell you, they don't conference teams. And there's a turnover. Here comes Lavine and buckle. Oh, my goodness. Anderson. Lavine with a great move. A dance in mid-fight. Bryce Alford. Rebound Lavine. Got on his pogo stick and pops it back in.
And that, yeah. You're right, Roxy. And oh, by the way, your dad's the coach, too, in his first year at UCLA. So, again, but I think the more this goes on, the more reps he gets, the more games they play, the more comfortable he's going to get.
Long three from Lavine, and he hit it from about...
Played a little more straight up.
Steal by Jordan Adams. Here comes Bryce Alford for UCLA. Lavine, tough shot. Hit another one, a long two. It's a long three from Jordan Adams. High for the rebound. Travis Ware kicks it out for UCLA.
Santa Barbara in the zone, got a rebound out of that zone, especially long misses.
Zach Lavine.
Perimeter.
Largest lead for the Gauchos. Foul line jumper missed by Wanabale.
Santa Barbara will live with that. Santa Barbara turnaround foul line jumpers.
Bryce Alford. Zach Lavine for three. Got it. There in the Bruins.
Missed a couple of those tonight. Didn't get off to a great start. He's missed some free throws.
He's also missed a couple of games and some back spasms.
Yeah, as I said earlier, he's going to have to score for them to win. And it'll be interesting to see what UCLA does at halftime game planning wise, because Santa Barbara's shooting it too well for them to continue to stay on Williams and give up that much open space in the He's earned the heat check.
Double clutched on the three.
Should have let the first one go. Boswell's earned the heat check.
Zach Lavine, UCLA looking for the lead. They get it.
He's averaging 4.5 boards a game. And this is Zach Lavine knocking down the three. Zach Sobolewski off the mark there. Scramble into the corner, and Anderson comes out of there with it for the Bruins. Sets up his mate Lavine. Got it. Lumpkin getting double teamed, turns it over. Bruins running. Here's Lavine. Lost it, got it back, and laid it in. Nathan Taphorn, the guy playing in place of Drew Crawford, top scorer, averaging 14.3 points per game for Northwestern. He is on the sideline here tonight as Lavine continues. Cobb passes it to nobody. Lavine. How smooth is his game?
Season started, because that's where he's good, and that's what his focus is, not the other stuff.
Nice shake by Lavine. Pull up riser. Wow.
I'd go back into Tony, see if he can get him off a little bit. But he's got to post up strong and want the ball like David Ware does.
Pull up three, Lavine.
UCLA triple. Zach Lavine flush. Zach. Bruins. Zach Lavine.
They drop it to the block with Lance Stokes. Against 2 and now 3 defenders, he coughs it up. Alford to Anderson on the move. Look at the find. Extra pass by Adams. Lavine from 23. He finds his way within this offense. Look out. Zach Lavine. Lamb for Alabama football yesterday. Yeah, that's right. Big weekend in sports for Chattanooga. Play at Alabama. Now the basketball team's here in Pauley Pavilion. Powell from the elbow. Look out. Lavine with the rebound away from the Mox and also Kyle Anderson. Kick out. Does he have it all or what? And the pop guy can run some staggers on the weak side to get shooters open. Lavine is into the contest. More than happy to show up. He's going to get a ton of opportunities to be that catch and shoot guy. How about that bounce to Lavine? Moorheads of the world. Good game tomorrow night in the desert. ASU hosting Marquette. Yes. Lavine, I'm telling you, I think he's better than what he showed last year. The problem for him was last year is he got more wide open looks, and that's why I'm surprised he shot a lower percentage, because I think this year is what he off that screen. That's kind of my point before we went to break this time. He's the guy now. He's the leading scorer, so teams are going to be able to catch and finish. 3 assists and counting for Kyle Anderson, who brings down a rebound, his third. Alford to Lavine again. Recovery by the defense. 16 to shoot on the baseline under. Lavine doesn't need any of that. He can short. Here we come. Let's see some full court pressure. That'll speed the game up. Arrington couldn't capitalize. David Ware with the rebound. Here comes Alford. Lavine.
Time freshman on display. The rule changes, you and I, Ted, have talked about that a lot. How are they impacting the game? The early signing period is right now for early signees. There's already been some big players sign with respective schools. And then the parity, often running again here in college basketball. Teams beating teams that they're not supposed to. It's the start of a basketball career, I know that.
It sets up
leading scorer of basketball, man.
Thank you. I love it. The admission is what I love.
I feel nice. Rim protection. We also mentioned in the open. Oh, look out.
Lavine rocks it.
And I said, if Bale comes back and he gets himself right with his length, he's going to be valuable to the UCLA defense.
So under 8 to play now. Another night where the Bruins' third game. And Lavine knocks down a 3.
One game and 11 minutes into the season for UCLA. Not a lot of emotion, you know? They're playing hard.
Well, that's...
But they've had a good amount of success at Drexel under Bruiser Flint. You mentioned the 5 NIT appearances. And they don't view themselves as a mid-major because of that success that they've had.
Absolutely. And there's Zach Lavine gunning an in.
The preseason favorite to win the CAA last year. Fouts went down third game of the season, and guys had to play different positions. Some younger guys took on bigger roles, whether they were ready or not, in kind of a mediocre season for Drexel.
Zach Lavine rolls one.
He's a really good offensive player, but I challenge Kyle to be a little more creative with a nickname for him.
There's Lavine off balance, but he got it to fall.
You know, it's a foul. Coaches have spent a lot of time
on this.
You said Sean Miller has coached that more than he's coached anything else at Arizona.
Spent a lot of time for Adams. He's got 11, but this is a type of game where he comes out of the gates and puts up a 25 spot.
Let's see what happens here with the Bruins leading it by just 5. Here's Norman Powell. Lavine from 17, he drains it.